ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ, ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ। ਭੂਲ ਛਿਮੋ ਹਮਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਪਨ ਭੂਲਨਹਾਰ ਕਹਾਂ ਕੋ ਹੋਸ, गम चे बाशत गफलत तज याद खुदा, चीज शादी याद बेइम्तहा। दौलत जावेद बाशत बंदगी, बंदगी कुन बंदगी कुन बंदगी। अमृत बाणी हर हर तेरी, सुन सुन जीवा परम गत मेरी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। जी, we are going through the Bani of JAPJI, the first Bani of Guru Granth Sahib, the Bani which is the foundation stone of the entire Guru Granth Sahib, entirely composed by Guru Nanak Sahib, 38 bodies and 2 shloks. Define creation, define life, talk about the eternity of life, and talk about the joys of life, the solutions of life. How do I become one with my source? Guru is connected to the Creator. And in every parable, every line, every step the Guru takes, that's what we perceive, that's what we see, that's what we meet. Guru Maharaj in his own words says, जैसी मैं आवे खसम की बाणी, तैसड़ा करी ज्ञान वेला। I bring forth the Bani which is revealed to me, Guru says. So in this way, Sikhism is a revealed religion. What is this revelation which Guru brings forth? One who sees, the Guru sees only one in creation. We don't see one. We see many, we see multiples. Bhagat Kabir in one of his Shabad says, Shak karo je dusar hoy. I will doubt only if I know there is another. I don't see the other. I see only one. This is a vision. This is a drishti. This is the way of way we see and how the Guru sees. There's a difference in perception. Somebody who has a knowledge of a subject will perceive the subject differently from one who doesn't know the subject. We see the creation as the physical embodiment of the world we are living in. We look at life through the physical body. We know there is the death also. So in this way, our perception and Guru's perception is different because the Guru sees a more spiritual vision than us. He sees the physical like we do, but he sees other dimensions as well. He sees the Creator present in the creation. How does he see? I can't fathom that. But he does mention in his own Bani, Div Drishti de Kakakshu hoy. Satgur miliye Div Drisht hoy. When you meet the Guru, you see, you have a new vision, a different vision from the normal vision which we all have. Even our vision, our perception, our hearing, our touching has to do with the mind, with the man. And when the mind is focused, we see differently. When the mind is not focused, we see differently. That's the difference of Dhyan. Dhyan is like a torch. Wherever we put Dhyan carefully, we see more. We see more in depth. Karam word has two sources. One is the Persian source and the other is the Sanskrit source. In the Sanskrit, it means action-reaction. As we sow, so shall we reap. The same formula. And a lot of us believe in only karam. But interestingly, the Persian word karam means nadar, grace, blessing, connection, knowing the source where we come from. There is a physiology involved in the spirituality which we live. And in different religions, in different paths, they talk about these in different ways. The Patanjali Yoga Sutra talks about the different physiologies of spirituality. Buddhism talks about it. Even Sikhism talks about it. But the roads to it are differently planned, differently structured. Today we visit the seventh body. And today's body, Guru Sahib talks about what is the karam, what is the nadar, what is the grace of life. Having a long life, we all want that. Living eternally, we seek that eternal life. We seek that life which will never end. We are all absorbed in that. Never die, get healthier. So in this way, the human race is looking at life and valuing it more than we were doing it earlier. So our perceptions have changed about what to eat. So this is a way of actually respecting life, respecting the body, which is a very good thing. Living forever, having immense power in society, being well known, these are all things we all aspire. Long ago, I was doing a session privately with a few friends, and we were discussing role models. And I asked one of them what was the role model. And she said her role model was the then president, Bill Clinton, the US president. Now, that's what we look at life with. We see those who have power, those who have money. Our perception is they are happy people. They are more powerful, they would have no problems. But is that true? Maybe if we get closer to these personalities who are immensely powerful and have long lives, we may understand life better. But what is in life that Guru says we should be seeking? Longevity of life, wealth, prosperity, influence. The seventh body discusses that. He talks about what is valuable And what should be our focus? Like a tree, it has to be connected to its roots to be healthy. A tree has to have healthy roots, and then the tree will be healthy. It's possible the tree is unwell and not healthy, and the roots are healthy and it revives back. But the opposite cannot be true. If the roots dry, the tree will die. What is the root of our life? What lies at the core of our life? Guru Amar Das uses a very nice word in the Anand, Bani of Anand. He says, Tat Gyan. The knowledge at the core of our lives, the spirit, the knowledge of the spirit. How does Guru Nanak Sahib look at these things, and what does he say? We will visit this in this 7th Pauri. I will read out the Pauri and then we'll go into the details. Manpreet ji has sent me a recording and I'll play that, and then we'll talk about the 7th Pauri.
Guru Sahib Jiyo, ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਜੇ ਜੁਗ ਚਾਰੇ ਆਰਜਾ ਹੋਰ ਦਸੂਣੀ ਹੋਏ, ਨਵਾਂ ਖੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣੀਐ ਨਾਲ ਚਲੈ ਸਭ ਕੋਏ। ਚੰਗਾ ਨਾਉ ਰਖਾਏ ਕੈ ਜਸ ਕੀਰਤ ਜਗ ਲੇ, ਜੇ ਤਿਸ ਨਦਰ ਨਾ ਆਵਈ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਤ ਨ ਪੁੱਛੈ ਕੇ। ਕੀਟਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੀਟ ਕਰ ਦੋਸੀ ਦੋਸ਼ ਤਰੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਨਿਰਗੁਣ ਗੁਣ ਕਰੇ ਗੁਣਵੰਤਿਆਂ ਗੁਣ ਦੇ। ਤੇਹਾ ਕੋਏ ਨਾ ਸੁਝਈ ਜੇ ਤਿਸ ਗੁਣ ਕੋਏ ਕਰੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
तेहा कोई न सिजी जे तिस गुण कोई करे। The guns, qualities which we appreciate in people, what is their source? Sometimes our perception on quality may be wrong. In tradition, in mythology, there are 3 guns they narrate. They talk about Sato gun, Rajo gun, Tamo gun. And Guru Gobind Singh Sahib and Guru Granth always talks about beyond the gun. The gun is the home gun. Through the ego, we live the gun. Through the ego, we live the guns. But when the gun, we go beyond the guns, beyond the qualitative good, bad, and ugly of life, what lies beyond it? What is the spiritual experience of life, Maharaj? What is the essence, the flavor, which is really eternal? What is it that we are seeking? Guru Amar Das talks about a qualitative search. Surnar Munjan Amrit Khoj De. Amrit is literally, the meaning of the word is without death. And it also means joyous experience, a loving experience, a pleasurable, anandit experience. So Amrit talks about a life which is joy forever, sada. But today, Guru looks at life and perceives life from the view of longevity of life and the power centers of life, the people who have the power in this world. Maharaj says, Je jug chare arja, hor dasuni hoye. Jug is thousands of years, lakhs of years, one jug. If you look at the char jug, each jug is 4,70,000. It's like that. So the exact count, I don't know what the jug implies here, but it means a long period in time. This is the other thing. We live a life in time, in Kal. And see, the interesting thing, Kal is also meaning death. And Kal also means time. So when we live in time, we live in death. Sama, the time, the longevity of our life means death. We may be living a longer life, but ultimately, time is equivalent to death. And then, in the spiritual realm, when they talk about time, they talk about Akal. Guru says Akal Murat, without time, beyond time. A life which is beyond space, time and cause, which is beyond the paradigm of the guns. Guru says, Je jug chare aharja, or dasoni hoy. If there is a life which is as long as a jug, millions of years, and 10 times that, ਹੋਰ ਦਸੂਣੀ ਹੋਏ ਨਵਾਂ ਖੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣੀਏ ਨਾਲ ਚਲੇ ਸਭ ਕੋਏ and everyone knows this person. Everybody walks with him or her. ਨਵਾਂ ਖੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣੀਏ ਨਾਲ ਚਲੇ ਸਭ ਕੋਏ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਾਉ ਰਖਾਏ ਕੈ ਜਸ ਕੀਰਤ ਜਗਲੇ. He says he or she has good name. This person has a good name, is famous. Everybody follows the person. Like in today's form, we have influencers. This is a very big influencer. The whole world gets influenced by him or her. So there are certain personalities in the world who we can count in our fingers, who impact the entire world. The president of US, the president of Russia, China, like that. These are individuals who impact the entire world. But not everybody is after them, walking in agreement with them. His Guru says, if this person lives this long life, literally an eternal life, in time, but really a long space in time. And then he's known in all the aspects of the world. Nama Khanda, No Khand. This is the sections of the world. And everybody follows this person. Changa nao rakhaye ke jas kirat jagle. And he has a big name. He or she, this person has a big name, is very revered. No, these are things which we seek. This is what we always seek. We seek, sometimes I even hear people talk about spirituality and say this sadhu is 125 years old. They measure the spirituality in the years this person has been there. We do that. It's considered to be a very big thing. And then there are influencers, people who influence. Nama khanda vich janiye naal. We are seeking all these things. Guru says that this may be the reality of an individual. But is this valuable in the sense of the spiritual reality, in spirituality? Is this considered to be a valuable thing? Je tis nadar na avai tavat na pucheke. Guru values only one perception, the connection to the source of the Creator. If an individual is connected to his or her source, then even an ant is bigger than this individual who is known in this entire creation. Perception becomes reality for us. We perceive the world. We perceive people with power. We perceive people who live long lives. We perceive people with influence and those who everybody follows as happier people and successful people. Guru doesn't define his success in this way. A life like this can be a hell to live. It can be a torture chamber. We don't think so because we seek these things. We seek longevity. We seek wealth. We seek influence. We seek a paradigm in life where everybody follows us. This is what we seek. So whoever has this seems to be more evolved, should be happier than us, should be more aware, should be more respected. But in the spiritual sense, Guru denounces these things. He says the actual power in this world is being connected to his or own, connected to our own source, our creator. What does this mean? Nadar na bhai. The mind is our living space. We live in the mind. Whatever we go through in life, we live it through our mind. So in this way, if we are connected to a movie which we are watching, which is very happy, we get happy. If we go through an experience where pain is happening, then we get pained. So our life experience has to do with our mind space. When the mind is connected to his or her source, then the nature of the mind is different from those minds who are not connected. Maharaj says, Suniye, maniye, man ki tapao, antargat tirat malna. If we listen to the Guru and we practice what the Guru is saying, then we have a tirath within us. And this tirath means what? It means a connection to a source of happiness, which Guru calls Anand, unconditional happiness. We are only used to happiness with the source. We are used to happiness with a reason. We are used to happiness for a cause. That in spirituality is not eternal happiness. It is happiness for some time. And when we live a happy experience in the world, the happiness is a fast moving experience. We live through it very fast. But when we get painful experiences, we live through those very slowly. So in this way, time is relative. So the Guru actually values that individual who's connected within, who is focused within, and is experiencing an anand within himself or herself as a sublime experience which we all can live through. Bhagat Kabir talks about it in one of his Shabads. He says, Asman meyane leheng dariya gusl kardan bood. Guru Amar Das talks about it as in the Bani of Anand. And he says the only condition for this Anand is meeting the Guru. Anand pe hai meri maaye Satguru mein paya. And this, he says, is mandatory. Meeting the Guru. Without the Guru, this Anand experience doesn't open. What is the reason for that? In the Guru Granth Sahib, there is a line which comes which says, Kyo Gurbin Trikuti Chutsi. How without the Guru, will you leave the third eye, the Trikuti? The Trikuti is where the three guns meet of the world. When you are in Dhyan, all the guns culminate there. Your ego center seat is the Trikuti. We can go and focus ourselves in the Trikuti. That is a practice which we can do over the years, and we can do Dhyan in the third eye. That the ego can do. But the experience of Anand is beyond the third eye. And that will happen only if the Guru opens this experience. And how does the Guru open the experience? Gurbani says, Jan paropkari aaye, ji daan de bhakti layan, har syo lain milai. That these people have come in philanthropy, in doing good for others. Paropkar. They give a life, a new life. Jidan. They give a spiritual life. Bhakti Layan. And they connect us to Bhakti, to inner experience of spirituality. Har syo lain milai. And they, by meeting us, they make us meet the Creator. How does that happen? When we go to a restaurant and a waiter is waiting on us to serve us, he is always attentive towards our needs. He is watching us, and if he is a good waiter, every signal, every sign, everything I say or we say, he catches it. And he does that to make sure we are satisfied in our visit. What is the waiter doing? He has given up his own thoughts, his own mind, his own problems, his issues, which I'm sure everybody has. And he has made our serving us his issue. He has made this his focus, that he is going to serve us. So in this way, he has given up his own mind to be one with our desires, our needs at that table. Similarly, let's replace this experience with a Guru and a Sikh. When a Sikh serves the Guru, which is also what happens. In the physical form, if I have a Guru and I have to serve the Guru, how will I serve? In olden times, you would fetch water, you would bathe the person, you would cook for them. This is what you would normally do. And in this way also we give up our mind for the Guru. The moment we give up our mind and we have started focusing on the Guru, with the Guru, then we have started becoming one with the Guru. Then the Guru's mind, if it is an awakened mind, connects us to the Creator. This is the nature of this relationship, Sikh and Guru. In the Siddh Gosht, Guru Nanak Sahib reveals this. He says, Gurmukh ko jat payo dasi, darshan ke tai pekh nivasi, saach vakhar ke hum ban ja rahe. He says, I am seeking those who are seeking spirituality. Gurmukh khojat payodasi. That's why I have left my house, I have left my life. This is my purpose. This is Guru's primal focus, primary focus. And darshan ke tai pekh nivasi. And I want to see those people, he says. Saach vakhar ke hum ban ja rahe. I deal in truth, he says. Saach vakhar. The object I am trading in, because people in olden times used to go out for trading. So the Siddhs asked him, why have you come out of your house? What are you trading in? Maharaj says, Saach vakhar ke hum ban ja rahe. I am seeking truths. I am seeking that which the seeker is seeking. I am seeking that seeker, Guru says. So in this way, we meet the Creator by meeting the Guru. Now this is the physical relationship. So we serve the Guru in a physical relationship. We do physical activities. We make his bed, we clean his room. These are physical activities. We connect to the Guru. But when the Guru doesn't have a physical form, then how do we serve the Guru? If the Guru is the Creator himself, or like Guru Nanak says, Shabad is the Guru, then how this experience reveals itself? How does Shabad become my Guru, and how do I change with this experience? It's invaluable to understand this, because we all seek physical gurus. But Guru Nanak talks about a Shabad Guru. And in this way, whoever connects us to Shabad, so Shabad in Vakri form, Shabad in the form where we speak and discuss the Shabad like we are doing now, this is the Vichar of the Shabad. But there is also a Dhyan of the Shabad. When we are focused and our Dhyan is completely in Shabad, which Guru says in the JAPJI itself, Gaviye suniye man rakhiye pao. Dukh par har sukh kar le jaye. This is the Dhyan of Shabad. Gaviye suniye. I am singing it. I am listening to it. My mind is completely focused on Shabad. And in this way, my moving mind goes away. My experience of the man goes away. My experience of the ego goes away. And I serve the Guru by doing Dhyan of the Guru, by doing Dhyan of the Shabad. So if we want to connect to the eternal energy, to the Nadar of life, which Guru Sahib is talking about in the 7th Pauri today, then we do Dhyan of the Shabad. That will reveal us this connection within us. That will reveal the Anand within us, the Tirath within us. And this is the way of serving the Creator, by doing Simran, by giving up my mind, my moving mind, and focusing on Simran, on the prem, on the love of the narration of the Shabad. Gaviye suniye man rakhiye paav. Find love within yourself in the Shabad. And love is the transcender. It transcends all barriers. It transcends all separations. It transcends all pain. It heals us. Then he says the pain goes away. Dukh parhar. Sukh kar le jaye. The house of Anand, happiness I go to. This is not just a mere narration. It's an experience. It's a life experience. We can seek this in a billion ways. But Guru says you will have to come to Shabad. Without Shabad, there is no such experience which will happen. The mind gets transformed, he says. Today we did meditate on Bhagat Namdev's Shabad in the morning. And he said, Narte sur hoye jaat nimukh mein. Moko tar le, Rama tar le. Main ajaan jantar be na janu. So it's a Marathi saint. So you have Maharashtrian Shabads, the Marathi language. Baap Beetla Baande. He says, that my Creator gives His hand in support, and that is His blessing, His connection. In another place in the Guru Granth Maharaj talks about a jyot within the man. He says, Sab mein jyot, jyot hai soe, tis de chanan, sab mein chanan hoye, gur sakhi jyot pargat hoye. There is an energy in every man. Sab mein jyot. I describe jyot as energy, light. And from the source of the Creator, this light is coming. And then he says, Gur Sakhi Jyot Pargat Hoy. When we meet the Guru, this comes forth, Maharaj. We meet the Guru only when we are willing to give up our mind. Otherwise, we never meet the Guru. There were so many who met Guru Nanak, but there are handfuls who get transformed forever. And there's only one Lena. That's the reason everywhere in every Shabad, Guru talks about Naam and Man. It's always about the Man. What is the state of your mind? In the last Pauri, we discussed this one line or one Pauri which in the Siddh Gosht Guru talks about to the Siddhs when they say Hati Bhatti. They talk about Kandmul that we eat and we go on Tirats. But Guru says, what's the state of your mind? That is the essential thing. All this that you eat vegetation here and you go up to the hills, you go and roam around, that's not relevant. If I remember right, he says, Man take na, Saat Shabad man take na tikai. Let me take it out. I think I have it somewhere. Bin naame man take na tikai. Without naam, man doesn't rest. It doesn't become stationary, stable. Nanak bhook na jaye. And the hunger doesn't go away. The hunger will go away only with love. When we were born, mother gave her love to us as the breastfeed she gave us. So hunger and love are very associated. And when we are in love, we don't feel hungry. This is the love of the Naam, where the hunger of seeking will go away. We are seeking something. We are seeking this Amrit everywhere. And we are seeking it at the wrong place. We are seeking it in the experiences of life which are temporary, which are transient, which are not permanent. And worst of all, we have the wrong platform. Our platform is ego. And how is the ego represented? In the 7th Pauri, Guru talks about the ego in us wanting to have an eternal life. Like in mythology, Ravan had eternal life. They say he had tied the Yamraj to his foot, to his bed. So he had complete control over himself and he would never die. That doesn't mean it's a blessed life. It doesn't mean it's a connected life. It doesn't mean it's a joyous life. So the paradigm of life needs to be understood. Life is not only the physical creation which we are in. This is only a very small part of creation. The spirit is the real experience of life. And we live the spirit while in the physical. That is Sikhi. That's Naam. That's meeting the Guru. And that is transcending time, space and cause. Therefore, such a person is actually living the spiritual paradigm even without dying. He's in the physical form, but he's living a spiritual experience. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The spirit dominates his or her, this person's life, not the longevity of the physical life, not the wealth he has, he or she has, not the influence the person has, not the impact they create in society. Those are all ego forms. And ego always ends in pain. Naam ends in Anand. That's why in Sikhism, when we do the joint sabhas, kirtans, we do Anand Sahib in the end. It could be a death experience. It could be a wedding experience. It could be something good in the worldly sense. It could be something painful in the worldly sense. But the ending is always Anand. The paradigm of the spirit is Naam and Anand. The physical paradigm is just a moving, transient experience. It's not permanent. It's not more valuable than the spirit. The Shabad opens us to the nether of life, Maharaj. Shabad opens us, our man, and focuses us on the Amrit of life, Maharaj. Amrit Bani har har teri. Sun sun jiva paramgat meri. So the next body which is coming, Maharaj, is about Sunna. How the transformation of the man happens. When I listen to the Shabad, he says, my man is transformed and I go into Anand, bliss, Amrit, timeless life. I go into a paradigm of joy. I live a paradigm experience of Anand within me without any reason outside. And I find the epic of creation, the perfection of creation, the celebration of creation. Sun sun jiva paramgat meri. Where we live, how long we live. We can look at those things. There's nothing wrong about those. But if we live a life without another, without karam, in the sense the Persian karam, not the Sanskrit karam. Guru Nanak in one place in the Asa Diwar says, Karam Sacha Nishan. The emblem, the mohar of the Creator is his nadar, his love which he gives us. The connection to him which opens and reveals to us an eternal flowing river of Anand. Asman mein aane leheng darya gusal kartan boot. Bhai Nandlal, the poet in the court of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj, he was the teacher of Dara Shikoh, son of Aurangzeb, and he was going to get killed by Aurangzeb, and he was told to go to Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj. His seventh generation is Shivpri Singh, who sings these songs now. The Kirtan, the beautiful Kirtan he sings. He says, Gamche Bashat Gaflat as Yad Khuda. What is the reason of pain and unhappiness? It's disconnected from our own source of the Creator. Gamche Bashat Gaflat as Yad Khuda. Remembering the Creator, being negligent in that, causes pain. And that is the hell we live. We may live a long life. We may live an influenced life. But this is like the facade which we have in parties. People are there, all smiling, all happy. But that's not the reality. The real picture is when they sleep at night and they go home. And then you see their faces, you see their minds. We get bogged down in small issues and life becomes a hell. But look at the spiritual Sikh. He doesn't even fear the loss of his body. Even death is not feared. We fear loss of relationships, loss of status, loss of business. These are our fears. Loss in the share market. These are our fears. Here, is loss of the body, of death. It fears nothing. What's the reason? Whatever experiences we will gather from this physical experience of life is happiness which is temporary. But the spiritual Sikh lives it eternally. And he lives it in such a way that it cannot be taken away from him. Mehram mehal na ko atkaave. It cannot be blocked. It cannot be taken away. A gift of happiness which can't be blocked and can't be taken away, even if you cut the person to pieces. There is a story of a Sufi saint who said these words, Anahul Haq, I am God. And they cut him to pieces. Mansoor was his name. And he was laughing. And they asked him, why are you laughing? This is strange. You are being cut to pieces. It's such a painful experience and you are laughing. And he said, you know, what and whom they want to cut is not getting cut. That's why I'm laughing. Bhai Singh was a very revered Sikh of Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. Those Sikhs who had been touched by the Guru, their qualitative experience is very different. It's immensely powerful. It's immensely spiritual. Something like a disdain, I don't care for death. The spirit is so alive that it doesn't see death. There is no death. We don't see that. We don't live that. That's why we don't see it. Bhai Singh, the order was to cut him in every fold, every joint. And the one who was cutting him, because he was aged, he felt that he should, just not follow the order. And Bhai Singh says, no, don't worry. You do as they say. We can't even fathom this because we don't know the spiritual experience of life. Our dependence on life is completely physical. But these are individuals who are completely spiritual. And the reason this is because they live the life of another. They live the life of Shabad. When do we live the life of Shabad, Maharaj? We don't live it. We don't live it completely. We read the Shabad also and we half listen. We are half there. Half we are wondering what's cooking in the kitchen, what happened to my servant, is the maid going to come in time, is my husband going to be in duty time, whatever we are thinking. Our distractions don't let us experience the completeness of life. And then we don't even meet the Guru completely because we don't listen completely. In the Pauri of Sunya, he says you transcend death when you listen completely. And so listening is an ever-changing spiritual experience of the man. If we listen intently to the Shabad, it will transform us, Maharaj. And within this man, the experience of going beyond the Trikuti happens. There are three nadis the Gurmat talks about. Ida, Pingla, Sukhmana. They are actually not real. They are esoteric, so to say, spiritual. They are in spirit. So, Sukhmana is the nadi where the happiness is happening without reason. Guru opens the Sukhmana. The more present our mind is to the Shabad, the Sukhmana opens. The Anand experience opens. The death experience becomes irrelevant. Timelessness becomes our paradigm. and then fear goes away. That is how it goes away. So Maharaj says, we did चंगा नाव रखाए कै जस कीरत जगले जे तिस नदर ना आवई ता बात ना पूछे के. Guru says the whole foundation of a good life, of a really experiencing life, of a spiritual life, of a perfect life, of a successful life is the nadar in the life. And even if you have all these things, if you don't have the nadar, you have nothing. He says, Kita andar keet kar, dosi dostare. An insect within an insect and punished. That is the creator's, that is the paradigm you will be living. You may have everything. You may have the influence, you may have the longevity of life, you may have people follow you, you may have lots of people with you agreeing with what you say. If you don't have his nadar, his karam, his grace, then you are worse than an insect. That's the torture chamber you are living. Tetis nadar na avai, tavat na puche ke, kita andar keet, kar dosi dostare. And you will be punished. The ego life drives straight towards punishment and torture and pain. Giving up the ego to the Shabad drives us towards the inner Anand. That's why he says, Home Shabad Jalai. Kirpa करे जे अपनी ता गुर का शब्द. He blesses us with Shabad. Maharaj, the experience of Shabad is our experience of meeting the Guru. Gur ka Shabad kamai. How do we do it? Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao. Pick up a Shabad, pick up the Mool Mantar. Pick up any other Shabad you like and sing it in the Vakri. Vakri means saying it out aloud. They have described Shabad in 4 paradigms. They say Vakri, Madhma, Para, Pashanti and Para. These are the paradigms of Shabad. How the Shabad gets created. Then say it out aloud. Let your mind be absorbed in this Shabad and feel the love in it. Amrit bani har har teri. Be willing to give up your ego. Only then we can meet our Creator. We need to clean our mind. That's our primal task. The ego is the glue with which all the pollution enters our man. If we drop the ego, all the pollution goes away. All we need to do is sing. Get absorbed in the Shabad. Shabad is our Guru. Nanak nirgun gun kare, gunvantya gun de. How does qualitative experiences which we seek, how do they happen? Nanak nirgun gun kare. Those who don't have those qualities of life which are relevant, which are the relevant qualities? Naam, Amrit, Anand. They all come from the Creator. Nanak nirgun gun kare. He gives this experience to us. Gunvantya gun de. Those who have this experience also come from Him. It doesn't come from the ego. It doesn't come from my doing. It comes from my non-doing, Maharaj. I don't do. Guru does. I give up my mind, moving mind to the Guru. Chaltyo man rakhe, amrit chakhe. Har jiyo gufa andar rakhe, vaja pavan vajaya. ਵਜਾਇਆ ਵਾਜਾ ਪਵਨ 9 ਦੁਆਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਕੀਏ 10ਵਾਂ ਗੁਪਤ ਰਖਾਇਆ। ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਗੋਇੰਦਵਾਲ ਹਰ ਜਿਉ ਗੁਫਾ ਅੰਦਰ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਵਾਜਾ ਪਵਨ ਵਜਾਇਆ। ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਬ੍ਰੈਥ। ਵਜਾਇਆ ਵਾਜਾ ਪਵਨ 9 ਦੁਆਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਕੀਏ। 9 doors are the physical doors in the body. If you count all the orifices in the body which connect to the physical world, they are 9. But he says dasma, the 10th is hidden. 9 द्वारे प्रगट किए 10वां गुप्त रखाया। Then he says, how do I get there? गुरुद्वारे लाए पावनी, एक ना 10वां द्वार दिखाए। Go with love to the Guru. That's all he seeks. He will show you that door. Don't go with your ego. Don't go with a knowledge bag. Just go with love. Gurudware lai pavani, and Gurudwara is pavana. Gurudwara is love. We make them with cement and stones and bricks, mortar. But that's not Gurudwara. Gurudwara is where love reverberates. Love lives in every section, in the langar, in the kirtan, in the presence, in the hazuri. There is a love flowing. That's what makes the Gurudwara. एक ना 10वां द्वार दिखाया। 10वां द्वार कुंची जब दीजिए तब दयाल को दर्शन कीजिए। We have come for this purpose, Maharaj. Guru Amar Das says we are seeking this Amrit, this experience of Anand within us. We are all seeking it. We seek it in the physical, we get pain with it, and then that becomes our problem. So Maharaj says, Nanak nirgun gun kare, gunvantya gun de. Teha koi na sijjei. Teha koi na sujjei, jetis gun koi kare. There is none I know, he says, who can give gun to the Creator. It all flows from that source. Always the Guru sees one, experiences one, lives one, and is joyous in one, is anandit in one, the Creator himself. Teha koi na sujjei, jittis gun koi kare. In the next Pauri we will start Suniye. Suniye. Where all the pain of life goes away if we listen, if we absorb, and all creation is absorbing, he says. And then he goes into Manan, into Dhyan, Panch. He goes into the inner experience of Dhyan, which all people are seeking in different yoga sutras. Guru Nanak reveals it in the Shabad, in singing it and transforming the man within. He says all the experiences are within the man. Is man ko koi khojo pai, tan छूटे मन कहाँ समाई. बंदे खोज दिल हर रोज, ना फिर परेशानी माहे. ए जो दुनिया शहर में ला दस्तगीरी ना है. 7th Pauri of the JAPJI Maharaj. I will end the discourse here and welcome any questions, any suggestions, or I would love it if you can improve what I have said. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare. Let us live the Shabad as Sikhs and transcend moving experiences of life. I thank you for coming. I enjoy the presence of your coming. I meet my Guru through you. Guru is everywhere. But we need triggers sometimes. So in this way, we meet the Guru through the Bani. And Guru Sahib also explains to us, Dithe mukt na hovei, jichar shabad na kari vichar. By just bowing your head to the Guru, it's not going to work. Shabad is the key. Vichar, dhyan, living the Shabad, loving the Shabad, and meeting the Creator through the Shabad. Thank you so much. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. I welcome any questions. You can raise your hands, or if you're on YouTube, you can write your question. I see something. Okay, this is audible. Any of you would like to ask some questions or say something, please, you're welcome. Otherwise, I will invite someone to the Anand Sahib today.
वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।
वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।
जी जी पंक्ति है नानक।
We are in English session, so you please ask in English.
This line नानक निर्गुण गुण करे गुणवंत्या गुण दे. Can you explain it little more?
Actually, if you really look at the guns as a word, they will take us to the paradigm of the physical gun. But spirituality talks about Tragun te Atit. We did this morning the Shabad, Reman Eso Kar Sannyasa. There Maharaj says, Seal Santokh Hove Nirbahibo, Tragun te Atit. Beyond the qualitative dimensions of life, the spiritual life, what is the gun there? There the gun is Anand. There the gun is love. There the gun is transcending the moving mind. There the gun is Amrit, Sahaj, Thirghar. Those are the qualities which matter. So I explore those dimensions. Those are a gift by the Nazar of the Guru. Of course, as an allegory, we can always say that the good of the world, but we are not discussing the good of the world. In my view, when we meet Guru Nanak, we discuss the spirit. And so I interpret it as the spirituality which we live is a gift in the Nazar of the Guru. Maybe it's different from what you have. I'm sure it's different from what is written in the translations. And I did read those. I did find it different. But I find this so much more meaningful. Where Guru Nanak talks about spirituality, inner spirituality, the inner Anand. Nanak nirgun gun kare. Those who don't have it will get it by this method. By his grace, by his karam, by his nadar. Gun mantya gun de. Those who have these qualities have got it from him. Teha koi na sijjei, sujjei, jitis gun koi kare. Don't see anybody who gives these qualities to the Creator. This is all a gift. It comes as a gift if we give up our moving mind. Maharaj. Ji.
Generally in day-to-day life,
Ji.
whenever we see that somebody who's doing good deeds, who is helpful, who is kind to other, charity, running charity, some organizations or NGO or anything, and we generally consider that person, guys, cool or nice one. But
So the good and bad in the world comes together. It is no good without bad with it. If that is good in the essence, it is seva. That is an action with love without ego. That is how I define seva. So this is similar to what I am saying. If you say somebody does good in the world, I am always fearful of do-gooders. There's a big problem. There's no such thing as do-gooder. Jive, like in the Asadivar, Guru Sahib says, that Sesa Guna, they ask for much more. They do good deeds, but they ask for many times more from the Creator, that I have done this, now give me much more, many more times from what I have done, because I have done good. Whenever we do accounts in life, that's part of our ego, my friend. Love, Amrit, is not in account. It's a gift from our Creator. Yeah. Gun in the life are given as Sato Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun. This is how life is created. The active, the lethargic, the spirit, the more elevated, the cooler one. These are the guns which are defined. But there is a life beyond this which is more true than these. Ji. We have to.
Sorry.
Ji.
No, you please speak.
I have said what I have to say. Ji.
So, means, should we understand it like the virtues that we have in the physical world?
All the virtues come from Naam. Otherwise, they are all ego. There are none others than created from Naam. That's what he is saying. Nanak nirgun gun kare. Those virtues which we consider virtuous things as part of our ego are not really virtuous things. They are ego. I am a good person. I do philanthropy. I give alms. I help others. This is part of my ego. This is a trade. This is not a seva. This is not Simran. This is not Naam. This is not living the spirit and Shabad. Only when we live the spirit and Shabad, we live Sikhi, we live JAPJI, we live Guru Nanak. Maharaj.
So, spirituality is different from virtues.
Spiritual.
How can...
Spirituality is virtues without the ego. A source without coming from a source beyond the me. I am only the person witnessing them, not the creator. Spirituality is getting connected to the source we are from, to the Anand within us, to the Jyot within us, to the Guru and the Shabad. That is spirituality, where we give up our moving mind to Shabad, and Shabad defines our life. Kadiye Shabad sachi taksal, jinko nadar karam tinkar. He talks about the moving world. He defines the moving world. He talks about good and bad. But then he says that those who have really earned here, gaye mushakkat kaal, nanak te mukh ujle keti chutti naal, are the ones who have lived in nadar, in naam. Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tart Mahat Divs Raat Doi Dai Daya Khele Sagal Jagat Changiyaiyaan Buriyaiyaan Vache Taram Gadur Karmi Apo Apni Ke Nede Ke Dur. This is all the life of physical life. Pavan Guru, water, earth, night and day are like the grandmother and grandfather. Dai Daya. Changiyaiyaan Buriyaiyaan Vache Taram. The good and bad are watched by the Taram. Karmi apo apni ke nede ke dur. It's our own doing. Whatever we do, we will have to reap that. Then he changes the gear. This is the physical life. Jinni naam te aaya. Gaye mushakkat ka. Those who live in naam, they are the ones who have really blessed and earned. They are the mushakkat, the ones who have really toiled in this life and been successful. Nanak te mukujle keti chutti naal. And they are a root of anand for themselves and for others. Maharaj. Somebody has raised a hand. Mandeep. Hanji Mandeep.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
Vai ji
ਜੀ ਕੀ
Khalsa, Vai ji ki Fateh Maharaj.
ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ I want to know one thing. I feel that when we recite Bani, a lot of times it is based on emotions. Like when we sing, maybe that's what I want to know, that whether we are analyzing things, is this thought? How do we put our dhyan in the Shabad? Like that day I asked you the question, and later I realized that I was doing analysis on myself. And so when we are singing Gurbani, maybe I'm doing Kirtan, I'm analyzing, or maybe I'm singing in the emotions. Are these thoughts? How do we put dhyan in the Shabad?
Very relevant question. One thing to be understood about emotions are the lungs of life. They charge us. So every positive and negative emotion of life gets converted into positivity through Naam. For example, fear becomes love.
Yeah.
Like Maharaj says, Jat pahara tiraj sunyar, Heran mat ved hathyar, Pau khala. Pau is the fear. Fear becomes the energy which energizes the bhakti. Pau khala, agan taptao, this is the agan. So it gets converted. Panda pao, and it becomes love. Amrit tittal, that's where the Amrit comes from. Stable mind is part practice, part gift. It may take some time, but if we keep ignoring our thoughts and let the thoughts come and go, but don't catch them, because that's our distraction. Our thoughts are our distraction. Is it good I am doing? Is it okay I am doing this? Is it giving me good results? All these are thoughts. When there are no thoughts, that's when dhyan begins. And it helps. In Gurbani, there is a line which says, "O bhi chandan hoy rahe, base jo chandan paas." The trees around the chandan tree also become chandan. The sandalwood trees inspire the trees around it also become sandalwood. So if we are with someone who does dhyan, who is in dhyan, then we also become dhyanast. And dhyan is the chariot and Shabad is the charioteer. Dhyan and Shabad come together. Surt and Shabad come together. And Surt comes from where? From Sunna. Surti.
Hanji.
When we listen attentively, completely, and our ego is gone, then we become Shabad. And mind you, there's a deeper essence. When the Sufi talks about sound of silence, they talk about thoughtless mind. So when the thoughtless mind meets the Shabad, then the Anand and Guru, Sikh and Guru meet. How do I do this? Practice will do it. Listening also does it. I'll give you an example. I stayed for some years with Sant Niranjan Singh. One day we went to meet one Sant. We normally never went, but this time there was some political crisis in the family, so we went. And we were standing, and this person was talking, and while he was talking, I was going into dhyan. And then I asked Maharaj, Sant Maharaj, what is this experience that he is just talking? So because he was in dhyan, the Shabad which he was saying also brought me into dhyan. That's also how it happens. Sometimes we can meet a person who focuses his man with ours and we become one mind. That also is possible. But for now, we should recite the Shabad, focus on listening to the Shabad, ignore our thoughts, and slowly the mind will become focused. It will become one mind. Prab ki ustat, karho sant meet, savdhan ekagarchit. One mind, no thought.
Sorry, related to this, I want to ask one more thing. Like whenever I'm reading Bani, our mind keeps interpreting the Shabad according to our state of mind. Maybe we are interpreting the meanings accordingly. Are these thoughts, when I'm reciting the Bani, the meaning automatically will come inside? Is it thought or no? It goes like that only.
No, it is thought only. You are become, because you have done the Shabad Vichar, it is in thought. But that, for that reason, you may pick up only the Mool Mantar, which you don't do the Vichar of the meaning then.
Yeah, ji.
Like for example, if your husband is Gagandeep, so whenever you say Gagandeep, you don't say he is my husband. Gagandeep means
Yeah.
Gagandeep. So like that, when we say the Shabad, Ek Omkar, Ek Omkar, we don't decipher the meaning, there is only one God. Then it goes into thought. That's what we don't do. We just focus on the Shabad so completely that we are absorbed in the Shabad itself. Our ego is gone. The walls of life break away and we find oneness and we find love and anand. Sahaj. Thir ghar.
Ji, thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj. जी. संत का मार्ग धर्म की बौड़ी को वड भागी पा. हरनीत जी. हाँ जी महाराज.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.
हाँ जी वाहिगुरु जी महाराज जी. हाँ जी.
Vichi, although you have answered in the last question itself, but my question is a bit extension on that part also, because I just want to seek more clarification. You have told that when we are reciting Guru Mool Mantra, let's say for example, Ek Omkar, then sir, in my case also, Vijay, it happens that I go into the interpretation that Ek Omkar means like there is only one God, Satnam, like like you have explained that we need to get ourselves attuned so much into the Gur Shabad that even that the interpretation is a thought and we need to drop that thought, but that I am not able to do it. I find it so difficult because I don't know how my mind switches into the interpretation at that moment. And I feel like unless until I am interpreting the meaning, then even doing the Vyakri Abhyas is getting wasted. Although it's a thought, I know, but I don't know how to do it.
Maybe you use breathing. We can do that. Maybe you try that. Otherwise, you call me personally. We can discuss it also. We can one-to-one. We can talk about it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vijay.
Thank you, beta. जी हाँ जी. if anyone else has any questions or want to say something. Otherwise, I would invite one of you to say the Anand Saab, Ranjit ji, can you say the Anand Saab? If you raise your hand, I'll unmute you.
How to raise a hand?
You are unmuted. Please go ahead.
राम कली महला तेजा आनंद एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आनंद पिया मेरी माए सतगुरु मैं पाया सतगुरता पाया सहज सेती मन वजिया वाधाइया राग रतन परवार परिया शब्द गावण आइया सब दूत गाओ हरि केरा मन जिनी वसाया कह नानक आनंद होआ सतगुर मैं पाया ਏ ਮਨ ਮੇਰਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲੇ ਹਰ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਦੁੱਖ ਸਭ ਵਿਸਾਰਣਾ ਅੰਗੀਕਾਰ ਉਹ ਕਰੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਸਭ ਸਵਾਰਣਾ ਸਭਨਾ ਗਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਮਨੋ ਵਿਸਾਰੇ ਕਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲੇ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਹੀ ਕਰ ਤੇਰੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਭ ਕਿਛ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇਹ ਸੋ ਪਾਵੈ ਸਦਾ ਸਿਫਤ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਨਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਾਵੈ ਨਾਮ ਜਿਨ ਕੈ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਵਾਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਲੇਰੇ ਕਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਹੀ ਕਰ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ ਸਾਚ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਨ ਭੁੱਖਾਂ ਸਭ ਗਵਾਈਆ ਕਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਸੁਖ ਮਨ ਆਏ ਵਸਿਆ ਜਿਨ ਇੱਛਾ ਸਭ ਪੁਜਾਈਆ ਸਦਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਵਿਟੋ ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਆਏ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ ਕਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਣੋ ਸੰਤੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਧਰੋ ਪਿਆਰੋ ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ ਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਿਤ ਘਰ ਸੁਭਾਗੇ ਘਰ ਸੁਭਾਗੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਾਜੇ ਕਲਾ ਜਿਤ ਕਰਤਾਰੀਆ ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਤੁਧ ਵਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕੰਟਕ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਤੁਰ ਕਰਮ ਪਾਇਆ ਤੁਜਨ ਕੋ ਸੇ ਨਾਮ ਹਰ ਕੈ ਲਾਗੇ ਕਹੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੈ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਆ ਤਿਤ ਕਰ ਅਨਹਦ ਵਾਜੇ ਆਨੰਦ ਸੁਣੋ ਵਡ ਭਾਗਿਓ ਸਗਲ ਮਨੋਰਥ ਪੂਰੇ ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਇਆ ਉਤਰੇ ਸਗਲ ਵਿਸੂਰੇ ਦੁਖ ਰੋਗ ਸੰਤਾਪ ਉਤਰੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਸੰਤ ਸਾਜਨ ਪੈ ਸਰਸੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਾ ਪਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ ਵਾਜੇ ਅਨਹਦ ਤੂਰੇ ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਾ ਪਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ ਵਾਜੇ ਅਨਹਦ ਤੂਰੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਜਪਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ।